Auntie Gladys, may I know what's the first dish?
Ginger and wine baked fish. Let's start by looking at the ingredients for the seasoning. We will need 1 cup of chopped onions. Onions usually contains antioxidant, which is useful for lowering cardiovascular diseases. We need 3 tablespoons of minced ginger, ½ teaspoon of curry powder, and 1 tablespoon of finely chopped lemongrass, 1/4 cup of orange juice.
Do we use freshly squeezed orange juice or those that are sold commercially?
It doesn't really matter. You can squeeze your own orange juice, or else you can also buy the one that's actually commercially made, as long as you actually get the ones that's got no added sugar to it.
Okay.
Then the next ingredients are 2 tablespoons of rice wine and 1 teaspoon of sesame seed oil.
Why do you use sesame seed oil?
Sesame seed oil is useful because it gives the taste as well as the fragrance, and because it's an oil that's so concentrated, we only use a little bit of it, which means that overall we use less oil, which will be useful for cutting down on calories as well as also cutting down on oil content, which is probably beneficial for cardiovascular diseases.
Oh, so good.
Next, we have 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. The recipe itself actually asks for 4 tablespoons, but what happened, we are actually going to halve it to only use 2 tablespoons of fish sauce.
I know why. Is it because it's very salty?
Yes, absolutely. Fish sauce is very salty. If you actually look at the ingredient listing, this is fish sauce, you see, and you look at the ingredient, look, it actually contains anchovies and water as well as salt and sugar. So it is a very high salt, high sodium containing sauce. I think if we just use maybe 2 tablespoons and see whether it's enough first before we add some more. We need ½ teaspoon of pepper. You can also use about a 1/4 teaspoon to ½ teaspoon depending on your own preference. This recipe actually serves for 8 people. There's actually 16 pieces of fish fillet in here, and it's actually dory fillet, but you can use any kind of fish as well.
Can I use salmon instead? I heard that salmon contains good fats.
Yes, of course you can. You can use any variety of fish, but bear in mind that salmon is a fatty fish, and 1 gram of fat gives you 9 calories. So if you eat a lot of salmon every day, that can actually accumulate of calories, excessive calories, which is actually going to lead you to overweight. Therefore, it is very important that you eat a variety of foods in moderation and balance.
I'll keep that in mind.
So now for the garnish, we've got coriander as a garnish, as well as some red and green pepper as the garnish, which you actually put at the end after we've actually cooked the food.
Can I use other kinds of garnish?
Of course you can. Preferably try to use garnish that's healthy, which mainly would be vegetable based. Otherwise you can use fruits as well. You could use tomatoes, you could use green leafy vegetables that's actually just raw, or salad, just to actually put on the top, just for colouring. Now for the marinade, all we need to do is just add the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients together.
Sounds simple. May I help you?
Yes, of course you may help me. Okay, now Casey, what you do, you can actually put all the ingredients together. We'll start with the onions first.
Okay.
So this is 1 whole cup of chopped onions. And this is 3 tablespoons of minced ginger. Then we actually add in ½ teaspoon of curry powder. If you want it to be more spicy, you can add more curry powder in. It also gives a bit of colouring to it as well.
Okay, so I add more.
Sure. The next we actually use lemongrass Now lemongrass is actually finely cut already. Lemongrass is good because it has a very strong tangy flavour for 1 tablespoon, and it gives it that little zing to it that you actually can use less salt content. Oh. It is a good salt substitute. Okay, so that's the lemongrass down here. And you want to mix it up, please, for a little while first. So it's all very easy and you use the same dish. Then what we'll do, we'll actually add on with the liquids now. Okay, so you can use your 1 cup of orange juice. And then we'll use your rice wine. And you add in your sesame seed oil. Remember, the fish sauce used to be 4 tablespoons. We have actually halved it to 2 tablespoons. And you can smell it. You can even smell the salt in it. Yeah, that's correct. So we'll just use only half the amount of recipe, which is 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons divided by 8 people is not too bad, is it? So we'll just mix up the liquid, the marinade together.